welcome back.
Welcome back.
I'm Ebony.
I'm Nico.
And we are
EboNics podcast, where we're building a language around life, love, and legacy. This right here is part 2 of whatever we're going to call this. Don't know. But we had to keep this conversation going. I did not want to end it. So hopefully...
Prematurely?
Yeah. So if you haven't seen the video prior to this, watch that first. Then come back.
Or be confused.
Yeah. We're just continuing the conversation on
opposite sex relationships.
What was our word we were using? OSRs?
We?
I was using OSRs. Opposite sex relationships.
OSRs. Opposite sex relationships.
Okay. Opposite sex relationships. Yeah, man. Let's get into it.
Dun, dun, dun. So, there was a section on, questions to pose to yourself, or I guess to you, Lord. A list of questions for you to filter your relationship through.
Okay.
Not your, marriage, but your friendship through. They are: does it feel like this friendship celebrates and supports my commitment to my spouse? Or do I feel pulled away from my spouse emotionally by this friendship?
Are you asking me that, or are you just sharing this question?
No, that's just for the people to contemplate.
It's funny because even if I'm not clear about anything, I do something awkward, randomly throw out, yeah, my wife said this, or my wife likes this, or whatever. Just so you know, I'm married and I'm celebrating my wife, or I talk about you or whatever. Because I feel like for a lot of guys, you can have a conversation with a woman, never bring up the fact that you got a family or you got whatever at home. And I'm like, that kind of leads you to believe there's an opportunity, as a way in. So for me, I'm just like, if I can throw out the fact that my wife, and get you to acknowledge that also, like most people are just like, oh, you guys have such a beautiful family, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, cool, you recognize. Yeah, we beautiful. Don't try to mess this up, But if you just like on some forget my wife type stuff, it's just been like, oh, so I really don't need to be rocking with you.
No, there's crafty ones. Be like, she's so beautiful. Just to bring your wall down.
Well.
No, don't fall for that trap.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Question number 2. Does my friend meet emotional needs that my spouse would normally meet? These would include validation, respect, comfort, intimate conversation, etc. This what you was getting?
Yes. It's funny because she was giving me basic things. It wasn't like she was pursuing me.
That's not funny.
What?
You said it's funny because people just be throwing that phrase out. Man, that'll never be funny.
It's not, I guess it's not even ironic, but it was just the fact that she was giving me, she wasn't doing anything special.
Mm-hmm.
She
wasn't even being disrespectful.
Yeah, she wasn't at all. And it was just like, even the friendship that we had, we just basically kind of went back to that banter at all. It wasn't even deep conversation, but we weren't having anything.
Mm-hmm.
So this was just like, it feels great.
Getting you through the day.
Mm-hmm. And I was just like, when it didn't, I think when it slowed down or whatever, I felt it. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, And when I got a message, when I recognized that, I lit up and I was just like, this ain't cool. So quickly check that. But you know what I thought about? What about if you meet somebody and they are kind of hitting points that your wife or spouse has never hit, like new things, and it's just like, oh, I like this.
Mm-hmm.
What do? Do you go to your spouse and be like, hey, can you be something you not, and or do something that you haven't done, and like, what does that look like?
So I do think you go to your spouse and it's going to be hella awkward. But you can say, this is how I'm feeling. I didn't expect it. I've not felt this before. And it's not coming from you.
Mm.
Now, there might be saying, can you be someone you're not is horrible. Don't say that.
Yeah, don't come to me and be like, hey, can you be tall and dark skinned? What you want, stilts?
There might be other ways that your spouse can meet the same needs and be themselves.
You just need to figure out what those needs are.
I don't know what to do with that, but you're going to have to figure it out.
Mm.
And so-and-so might have to take a back seat until you figure it out.
Mm. Remember that time we took a back seat?
Question number 3. Does my mate feel included or excluded in this relationship? Does my does my spouse feel welcome to participate in emails, texts, or events with me and my friend? They might not want to participate, but the question is, do they feel welcome if they choose to?
Mm.
So yeah, if you was texting or emailing some chick and was like, don't read my stuff, that will be your last email or text to that chick.
Yes, ma'am. I think I felt a kind of way when you was meeting up with your Mizzou friends, because I felt like I was not included in that.
What you mean?
It was like texts back and forth between you and my boy. I mean, he's a good dude, but it was one of those times. It was we had gone without a lot of physical, and I was just like, man, just go. It was like we were both. This was during the time.
When we got Indian food?
Yeah, but it was during the time where we both were just like mentally exhausted, and we was just like need of a break. I recognized that, and I was just like, man, just go enjoy yourself or whatever. But I did not feel like I was ever even invited in that. I don't feel like and I think toward the end it was just like, oh, if you wanted to go, like you could. It was like I wasn't a forethought. It was like later.
Because you always come to everything with them.
Yeah, but it's just the way things kind of happened. It just didn't feel like I could or be included in that. And it's not like it was just all guys. It was just the fact that it was some, and we just wasn't in a good space during that time. I think that's the last time I ever felt anything.
You thought I got dressed up for somebody else?
You literally did get dressed up for somebody else other than me. Now, whether it was yourself or whatever, but I hadn't seen you dolled up. I haven't seen you like put forth any effort to do anything for me. So it was just like all of this, and I was just like, and you stepped out. You was looking good. I was like, you're looking good for somebody else. And I was like, okay. Gotcha. Sorry, the kids woke up. Where were we?
Question number 4. Does my friend have the best interest of me and my marriage? I'm going to add in my family at heart.
Shoot, I had some male friends that weren't even I wouldn't necessarily say for us, because they were selfish and they would just push their selfishness on to me. So those are people I had to distance myself from.
Who?
We can talk about it
later. Does this friend have solid values and a lifestyle of integrity, particularly in relationships?
No, they didn't. That's why.
Yeah. When you have friends that don't value their own families, I'm like,
It's so weird, like, okay, being a believer and trying to practice forgiveness and stuff and love people through their imperfection.
Mm-hmm.
You be like, you can be their friend from the phone or from whatever. You do not be trying to rock with people after they show you
themselves.
Yeah, themselves. And I be trying to just love through them. But I think it's important to recognize when certain things aren't healthy. And yeah, I feel it.
So there's people who have cheated on someone, cheated with someone, lied, like been in backstabbing situations. And I still rock with them. Because they're not a threat to my marriage.
Dang, that's true.
It's people who I don't trust with my marriage. And I just be like, no.
Hey, you cold with the reading people. Because I'm thinking about the people that you were probably thinking about that are like considered still cool versus the people you just been like, no. And I'm like, they still have pretty frequent weak moments, you know.
And try to rope us into them.
Yeah.
No. Bottom line, does this friend want my marriage to be better or worse? That's the underlying question. And if the answer is no, or they don't care, it's a no.
Cut them off. I'm here for it.
Now, this was a list from the website, not something I made.
Okay.
Of non-negotiables. I'm going to see what you think about them.
Let's go.
Any friendship of the opposite sex that creates fear, insecurity, or jealousy in your spouse. Is that a non-negotiable?
As in they're not good friends? Like, you shouldn't be with these people?
Is that a non-negotiable that you can be this person's friend or not?
Nah.
So if someone makes me jealous, scared, or insecure, you can be their friend?
Nah. So, hold on. So, yes, that's a non-negotiable? Okay, yes, that's a non-negotiable.
Any friend of the opposite sex that has been a lover of yours. Is that a non-negotiable?
Oh, it's funny because I'm thinking about ex of mine that you became solid friends with and not somebody that I'm still rocking with on that same level. I don't talk to nobody female-wise that I've been physical with on a consistent basis.
So yes or no? No.
I don't know.
Is that a circumstantial one?
I think that is circumstantial. Almost did not make it to that word. Almost died right at the midpoint. I think with proper communication and proper guidelines and whatever.
Boundaries?
Boundaries. I think that would be okay. I don't think that could be one of those relationships that don't have boundaries at all. Like,
do any of these not have boundaries at all?
I guess I'm thinking about people I'm not attracted to. Those people can just roam free for all I care. Like, you ain't a threat. But yeah, I think everybody should have boundaries.
You still thinking on it?
No, like I said, I think that's circumstantial.
Okay.
Made it.
Any friend of the opposite sex that has the strong potential to arouse feelings of romantic love in you, or who has already aroused such feelings.
Again, I'm thinking. So every time I think of these, what I try to do is see how I would react to you being in that position.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to see if my level of passivity would allow it. Yeah, how pissed off I would be.
You're tense.
Am I tense? I think
Trying to relax.
no, I didn't want to come off like I was tense. I think that that's circumstantial as well, because you are friends with some of your exes. You have a relationship with some of your exes. And as much as I would like to say I'm not tripping, I think it's more like, please don't be stupid, you know. And I would much rather give you the benefit of the doubt to walk in the manner in which I would hope that you were respectful and that you value our relationship. And even if they are tripping, you yourself would do what you need to do to cut them off or set boundaries.
Who am I still friends with? Or are you still considering my non-ex?
Yo, 9X. Man, I don't know. I told you so many, man. You. I be making you seem like you was out here.
I dated a lot.
But still, people's understanding of date and all that might be different. They might just think we was just sleeping around.
Yeah,
and it wasn't really the case. It's just, I think you're friendly with all of your exes. Just like me, I can be friendly with them, but I also feel like you are, I don't know, like your good friend from back in the day. Like, I didn't know what that was. I was like, yo, I didn't know if he was going to be somebody I had to worry about, because the way you talked about him. And
okay, I'm like, who are we talking about?
Yeah, I just ain't trying to drop a ton of names. You know, if they don't want to be uncomfortable, I don't know their situations too. So, was worried about him for a while because I didn't know what was up. I'm like, am I like the unicorn, or are you letting everybody out of the friend zone? You know, type situation.
Oh, okay.
You know. So I don't know. I want to be secure, and I want us to be in a place to where we can not dabble in certain things, but, you know, just kind of be free in a way of we're not restricted by insecurities.
Mm-hmm.
I want us to be strong and know that, oh, I'm only talking to you because we're cool. We've had the conversation. We've done the work or whatever. Not worry about what everybody else think type stuff. But, and that may look odd to certain people.
I'm sure.
As long as we're cool, as long as we know what's up, and we're not on no Will and Jada stuff, Like, I'm straight.
Thank you for not saying the word. Non-negotiable, yes or no? A friend of the opposite sex who meets your emotional needs, especially if they meet those needs better than your spouse.
I think that is circumstantial.
That's a no for me.
Because I think it's circumstantial, but those really need strong boundaries. I feel like as we've been going down the list, the boundaries need to be increased. So I feel like you can still be friends with this person, but it might not be everyday conversations, or these might not be we can meet up and hang out type stuff.
That's definitely out of the question.
Yeah, because this is one of those situations where I was like, yo, what if somebody just have certain skills that your partner does not have? So because I can have great conversations with another female because she just is a talker.
Mm-hmm.
Should I cut her off because you don't necessarily enjoy small talk and stuff like that?
If she's meeting emotional needs, yeah.
Oh yeah, I just asked you. You said it was non-negotiable. Okay. Okay.
And I'm not saying forever.
Just until you learn how to talk?
Until the emotionally dry season is over.
I guess that's what I'm not reading into it or taking into consideration. The fact that it's not just a conversation. You're feeding an emotional need or void.
Mm-hmm.
No. Not cool.
A friend of the opposite sex with whom you have a private one-on-one friendship with. This relationship and your discussions are sometimes kept secret for fear of arousing jealousy in your spouse.
I think that's probably best. I don't want you to get jealous. And
you know that goes both directions, right?
That sounds like a accident.
Ridiculous.
Waiting to happen. And should be no secrets.
What do you think is the line between secrecy and privacy? Do you think there should be privacy in opposite sex relationships?
The only privacy I need is when I'm trying to surprise you and I'm using them as female voices, point of views. Other than that, nah. Nah. That was actually me thinking to myself in that situation. Now let me reverse it and hell no. Man, please, I wish you would ask for privacy between you and another guy's conversation. Are you a therapist?
No.
No. Absolutely not.
You're having a physical reaction.
I am, because I'm like, I don't even know how I will react and respond to such a request. I would laugh in your face. I want to give the most obnoxious laugh ever. And I hope that you are just so serious with it. I don't even want to be in this situation. No.
You won't. This is ridiculous.
That's crazy. Me. I'm glad we had the conversation. I think it's needed. And I think this is just the start of the conversation, really, because
that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, I feel like this right here is going to really open the door to probably challenging conversations, but
is there anything top of mind that you know we did not hit?
We kind of mentioned
attractive people
and what it's like to just talk about it. Like, what if I was to mention somebody's beauty or whatever, that doesn't bother you, right? What about if I were to tell that person that, hey, you know what, you're really pretty? Is that doing too much?
I don't know. I do it.
So you don't know if you're doing too much.
Well, I do it to women, so I don't know. I don't see me telling a dude you're really handsome. Well, I might. I don't know.
I feel like you would. You know what? You should model or something like that. Like, I mean, that's like...
I definitely told
like,
Evan that.
You are a really pretty person. Like, you should model. Like, I actually saw this Indian girl the other day, and I was like, yo, nobody probably ever told you this, but you should model. Like, it was like, yo, just put your face on a billboard. Straight up. But I was just like, I don't want to be doing too much. I at least want you to not be caught off guard by anything like that, you know?
That would not make me uncomfortable.
Cool. That's what I'm talking about. You ain't even feeling yourself. You just...
Oh, you thought that was like...
Yeah, man, own it.
No. I'm not saying no, I won't own it. I'm saying that wasn't like, I look so good. You can tell someone else.
So what is it about... I know we're running over. This might be cut, whatever. But do you feel like you are the reason I'm staying? Something that you're doing is... Or do you just feel like because I love God, because I'm trying to be a faithful man of God, that's why?
No. I know you like me.
Do you feel like I'm happy because of you? Like,
I know you're happy because of me.
Well, say that. Like, yeah, I want to hear that. I want to hear like, no.
You want me to gas myself up?
Yes. Be gassy.
I am. All the time.
Well, let it out.
Let it rip.
I'm saying, like, you know, own it. That's part of that confidence that I want you to
I'm quiet confident.
Well, just whisper. Just...
I know you're happy because of me.
That was the creepiest thing I heard all day. All right, we'll work on it.
Okay.
Because I feel like, man.
I don't think I'm just trash out here. I'm a dope wife.
That's what I'm talking about. Why you feel that?
Because I be killing it.
In what way? Let them know.
A beautiful home that I take pride in.
That you take pride in?
Yes.
Okay.
I be helping rear these kids, cook, affirm you in your dreams. I'm not hideous. I'm working out. I do a lot. I fold your boxers.
You do.
That's enough. Make you laugh.
And
make you squirm.
Sperm?
Squirm.
Both.
Oh my gosh.
Hey man, that's what I want to hear. That's what's up. I didn't need you to know that I'm not just out here being faithful just because, you know, like, nah. Like, I'm happy because you are holding it down. Yeah.
I know that.
So say that, man. Let
Why?
them know.
I already know.
Put these girls in their place, the ones that's trying to get out. Like, no.
I think they already know.
You organized. Just put them notes back.
I'm very organized.
Yeah. This has been another episode of EboNics podcast. We'd like to thank y'all for joining, tuning in. We encourage you guys to press that like button, to press the subscribe button if you haven't. Matter of fact, just right now, I'm going to do the whole Door Explorer thing. Did you enjoy this episode?
Yes.
I did too. Take a moment, real quick. Click some buttons. Leave some comments. Let me know. Oh, the sound effects. Let us know, man. have y'all had these issues in your relationships?
Go over the questions with your spouse.
Yeah, man. Let's talk about it. Like, let's have these conversations so that people aren't caught off guard and that we are thriving out here, man. We're learning together. And we just want to put it out there and encourage people, man. Don't let these hoes in your marriage.
Oh my gosh.
Too much. Till next time. Peace.